What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 334. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And we're shaking hands with undead friends with Adam.
This week we watched Talk to Me. This is our first Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't even feel like Halloween, does it?
Well, I mean, it is. It's chilling
The
out.
weather feels better, but
yeah, but
But it ain't, I mean, it ain't spooky like it used to be.
yeah. I mean, that is true, but I don't know. Kind of have to force it now, you know?
I mean, the world's pretty scary as it is, so I guess some yard ghosts aren't going to really cut it anymore.
Yeah. So, Talk to Me had about 18 different production companies associated with it. The first 10 minutes of the movie is just like Outback Entertainment, you know, Drop Bear Media. It's like 15 different,
Heard
like
borrowed a lot of
Australian.
money, you know? from
Yeah,
different
yeah,
people.
right. So, movie got made. I'm assuming that they wanted distribution rights in the States, and that's where A24 came in. Because I didn't even see their logo, you know? So, I'm assuming that's, for distribution rights in the States, they probably, was like, oh, we got this movie, and A24's like, yeah, it's not too bad, sure. Like, Bloomhouse was like, nah, we're good.
They got the distribution.
Yeah.
Probably picked it up
So-
at a festival or something.
Yeah, if I had to imagine,
Yeah.
yeah.
I genuinely think, and I was telling my wife this movie would have been elevated if we could have gotten just a modicum, just a little bit more explanation and exposition, or just more exposition on the origins of the hand and all of that. Like, they could have ass pulled anything, and that would have made it way, way, way better than what it was.
Right. Well, all right, I've got two frames of mind for this movie. Number one, somebody thought of a really cool idea, didn't know how to execute the ending of it. Number two, somebody watched Hereditary and was like, I like that movie. I'm gonna do some Hereditary type shit.
Yeah. Well, they also watched The Sixth Sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, this movie, you guys think? The movie felt like it was very much aware of what it was.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I mean, like, the first half of the movie was great. I enjoyed the first half of it. I just felt like they got to the end and they're like, what are we gonna do? Like, are we going to how are we going to end this?
Well, the part
And
where
it-
I fell off was when she's standing there looking at her mom in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, I'm not.
Yeah,
I was on
and
until this.
well, my thing too was at the end. I wish we could have got more of the perspective of the other side. Like, they
Yeah.
could have still kept it eerie. They could have tried to make it ominous and everything. But, like, for instance, the whole idea where they're like, we light a candle to open the door, and then we blow it out to close it. It's like from that perspective, spirits are just roaming in eternal darkness, like it's death. You
Yeah.
light the candle, you're near the hand, it's some sort of conduit for these spirits, and they just start flocking to it like a moth to the flame, you know?
Right.
And I
It
thought
like
that
all
was
the spirits
cool.
that got trapped in the hand, because that wasn't her mom.
Oh,
They were
yeah,
just using
of
that
course.
to fuck with her,
Yeah.
and then
And,
she gets trapped in there.
yeah, and to the film's credit, the whole way that the hand would, like, fuck with them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you the audience, it created those moments where you the audience member would kind of want to be like, if this was a completely original film and we hadn't seen any of its inspirations, and this was all purely like, oh man, it's a one of a kind thing, which I know it can be said for a lot of other films, but particularly with this, the whole idea of like the ghost trying to be the dad break into the door, only for it to line up so that when the dad does come in there, she stabs it. Like there were good things there, but we'd already seen them out. Like it's a case of the tropes that they use being so overdone
Yeah.
that you almost couldn't appreciate the trope anymore.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And like I said, I mean, I was on board, for the majority of the movie. Because like I felt like they did a good job at doing what horror movies do best, and it's like pulling in, what can we use that's like a warning, or what can we allude to? And I like the idea of the hand being like recreational party drugs kind of thing. You know what I mean? They all get together, they're all doing it, seeing how each other react and all this stuff. Somebody takes it too far.
Well, yeah, like that. I definitely picked up that little message they had there, where it was like, "Don't succumb to peer pressure."
Well, see, and like this is where It Follows like super heavily leaned into like the idea and the message that it was trying to present to everyone versus like Talk to Me, because Talk to Me was like the hand. Let's just say that the hand is drugs, and then you have everybody getting together and doing drugs and all this stuff, and then it's like I thought that she was going to become addicted, quote unquote, to the hand, right? Like that's how she would speak to her mom. She would
Well,
continue to use
like
the
more
hand.
descent into madness, you would say.
She kind of
Yeah,
did.
well, she did, but like they threw it's that's what I'm saying. Like they threw that good idea out about halfway through the movie once she started seeing her mom like oh, it's like somebody's like, oh, this is a ghost movie. Remember, we got to have some ghost shit happening without the hand involved. And it's like, no, fuck that. The hand is the hand is the selling point of the movie.
Yeah, well, that's how they got. They had one rule. How many seconds?
90.
They used the mom thing to get them to break the rule. You know what I mean? It worked.
But see, and that's the thing though. They're like, if you stay on longer than 90 seconds, then they won't want to leave. So I took that as like, if you stay attached to this thing longer than 90 seconds and invite that person in, then you're going to be fucked, which is what ended up happening to the kid. But I thought it was going to be like that person was going to either be A, possessed, which he kind of was, or B,
Yeah.
be haunted. And it's like, she didn't do anything to break any of the rules, yet she's like she was the victim in the movie. And it's like,
Oh, the victimhood in this movie was like all over the place. Like first, it's main character who lost their mother to questionable suicide. Then it cuts back to the girl being like to her friend that's being skeptical about her friend's relationship with her boyfriend. Like
yeah.
just it's a blame game all throughout for sure.
Trav, I think every time you unmute your microphone, you're like turning the gain up or something, because it's gradually
Sorry.
getting
Sorry.
more blown out.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I was leaning in too close.
Well, don't get
But-
too far away, because then we can't hear you. But it was
But
just
not-
it was like it was blah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
But I mean, it just felt like if somebody needed to come into the movie and be like, basically be the what you call it, the what is it where you keep everything like from shot to shot, like you keep
Continuity.
it canon. Yes, they needed a continuity person to come in and read the script and be like, what message are you trying to go for? What are you trying, like, what type of feelings, what type of emotions are you trying to draw out of the audience and run with it? Because it felt like 50% of this movie was fucking rock solid to the fucking core, man. And then it just once the boy flips out and like almost
That's
kills
right
himself.
when she sees her in the mirror.
Yes,
She's like, he needs
that-
help.
Yes, that's when everything went downhill in the wrong kind of way. You
Well, it
know,
was just
Well-
the ending was like, oh, well, this is what we're doing. I'm like, okay, I
Mhm.
guess, but it's
Well-
also at only an hour and a half.
yeah.
So, but you know,
And-
when you talk about like the girl, dude, she was using that hand with nobody around.
Yeah.
Like, who was taking it off of her?
Well, and that I think that's why they never really showed any of that stuff. It's like because you're stuck to it, and
Yeah.
because like, yeah. So that's what I was hoping. Like she would rig something up that would like pull it out of her hand, and then like there would be a certain point where it didn't work right or something, and that
Mhm.
it just kind of spirals from there. Blah 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 blah. The dad finds her, and
Well-
he's like, "You've been doing hand drugs."
Well, the cool thing about, if you want to call it cool, but the way that they were, is my mic okay? I don't want to get into a long tangent. Am I coming in all right still?
Yeah, don't mute and unmute anymore, because when you unmute that thing, it all of a sudden it just wants to pick up everything,
Okay.
and then it gradually goes back to muting everything out. Just
Okay.
use the Discord
Anyway,
mute.
all right. Well, for starters, the whole, back to what I was talking about with the ghosts and everything, and how they were, manipulating the girl and stuff. It was very Evil Dead.
Right.
And if we could have got more explanation about that, which at the beginning we see the cold opening where the dude's brother stabs him and then kills himself. I was thinking, okay, when they go to meet him at the bus stop, I was like, all right, we're finally going to get the real lowdown on what the hand's about and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And instead, it's another one of those, you don't know what it's like to lose someone you love, and then the one person in the group's like, I too have felt loss. And it's like, God damn it, give me a break, They could have used that to explain more about the hand and all that bullshit, which then makes that culminate to them making the worst decision you could
Yeah.
possibly make, is taking the hand to the fucking hospital for the kid.
Well, it's like the
Yeah.
kid can't talk, so it ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
I mean,
and that was probably the hereditary A24 aspect, was that kid's whole little arc.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Because
and let's not
because-
forget at the end, like, he's just gonna be okay now.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
When I
She
saw
closed
that, I
the
was like,
loop.
what? How?
Yeah.
like
I know.
okay, you're pulled out of the hospital bed, thrown in a wheelchair. For a brief moment, you think this woman's about to kill you, only to see her run out. And so you just watched someone you not only
I
cared
knew
about
when
but
the mom
idolized.
We can be together. Well, I'll take care of him forever. She's like, oh, I want that to be me. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
we'll say,
well, if
though,
you-
that scene where they were tearing his ass apart was pretty
That was
cool.
cool. Yeah.
well, remember
That thing played
well,
her. She was the one it was after. It was like, ooh, she's
well,
weak.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, it was all centered around that kid, just because at the very beginning, when the main character first sits down and does it, whenever she lets that person in or whatever that ghost is, she looks dead at the little kid and goes, "They all like you."
Mm-hmm. He's
Yeah.
gonna split you in half. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And, but I was surprised at the way that they let the kid get fucked up by the spirit, like,
It fucked his ass up.
because I know we've seen a lot of movies where there's really like they're slowly pushing the boundaries of what they're gonna do to underage people in movies, which is kind of weird and kind of fucked up. But we're not here for a moral lecture. But you can tell when a movie's made to a more general audience instead of like more under the radar B movie level shit, because if like even in Hereditary, like the whole the little girl getting her head lopped off by the light pole, didn't
Yeah.
see it coming, like it just out of
Neither
nowhere.
did she.
Yes.
Well, and that was the one moment in this movie that kind of made me go, okay, that was left field, was when they actually was just showing that kid just bash his fucking head off
And rip
every
his
blunt
eyeball
surface.
out.
Yeah, man.
Like, What? I
Like-
think
like,
this one showed a lot more when it come to
like
it
you-
was pretty gory there. Like,
Yeah, for sure. And like you guys said, man, like the movie had a good idea.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I was seeing what they were trying to do, but it just fell flat in little parts for me. And I don't know about y'all, but the thing that broke my immersion the most was that weird ass dance montage of them
you
like
didn't like that
the
when they were
what's the
having
party
fun?
what's the party drug montage,
Yeah.
but it's them getting
Playing with a Ouija
possessed.
board? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the music was weird. Their whole weird.
Well, it was
the
trying to
whole-
like everything was having a good time, and it went from having a good time to dude smashing his damn head.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like it's
I
like
was
that.
like, whoa.
Well, it almost like there's this new. It's like there's this perception now of the generations, like the younger generations, where they're so carefree that like
That they'll hop off a
even
cruise ship
super
because somebody dares
super
them to.
yeah even
Yeah, stuff
super
like that.
dangerous shit like
Yeah.
this just doesn't seem like a big deal. It is
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Dude, I know if I was sitting there and I saw somebody do that whole
The whole thing.
the eye fucking get big,
Yeah,
I'd be like, nope,
I'm good.
Oh yeah,
I might
If,
pass
like,
on this. I gotta go.
it'd be
Y'all
one
have
thing to be
fun
like,
with that.
man, it'd be like, man, your pupils are dilated like a motherfucker. That's
Is
one
it bright in
thing.
here?
It's another if it's like, dude, where's the white of your eyes?
Well, when they were
Like,
talking,
Yeah,
that one dude started humping the ground.
yeah.
What it was when he looked
Looking
at
out
that
with a
girl.
dog.
Well, he knew because it was inside of him, and it knew that one time there was a thing between them. But so it tried to fuck with him.
Yeah.
So
He's like,
so let me ask you guys if y'all thought this or if this had even crossed your mind. Did you guys feel like the toe sucking scene was a substituted scene for probably something much more graphic?
could have been.
Yeah, I mean,
Like they
I
had
see
the
why they
scene
did
wrote
that
out
instead
where
of-
it was gonna be something, but instead,
your cock, pretty boy, and then. But it was just as creepy.
oh yeah,
Probably
it was
more
fun.
creepy.
I mean, the way it crawled out of the corner
Well,
behind the
Goblin
door and
Head
it
probably wouldn't
started.
have been that bad, but oh, dude, when it was in the corner like that pile of clothes demon you see sometimes,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's all that thing come walking out. It was like whoa,
Yeah.
and then it shuffled real fast.
yeah,
Ugh.
like the fucking. It's like that fat woman that chases Jack Black around in Nacho Libre.
The bodies everything looked real cool though. They did a
it
great
did.
job at that. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it wasn't terrible. I would, am I going to watch it again? Probably not.
No.
Like,
that's a one and done.
yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a great idea there. The first half of the movie was absolutely phenomenal. If we would have gotten a little bit more like it would have made the movie. I could have gotten over 99.9% of everything in the movie if whenever she crossed over, like whenever she gets up in the road and then she like goes into the hospital and all that
Yeah.
stuff, if there would have been more there. You know what I mean? Like if there would have been like something more that was happening there, something more to kind of explain, like
Well,
not the fact that she's dead or whatever, but like maybe more about the hand, more about
Like the
how it
psychic that
works.
was trapping souls in it. Yeah, something.
yeah. Well, and
The trophies.
well, for a moment, I was thinking, like, man, am I just brain rotted from the way Indiana Jones explained their MacGuffins, how it was a real thing, but they tied it to some mystical shit,
Yeah.
Like I was kind of hoping we would get a little, something like, like this was, this is a type of ritual magic that's known in like Haiti or some weird unorthodox style religion from around the world or whatever that they find a way to imbue people's shit or go full Evil Dead and they're like, hey man, this is the hand of someone who took in all the spirits and they cleaved their hand, like
Yeah.
it's Ash's hand, dude. I just put two and two together.
But
That
when
would've
it
been
went
kinda
off, I
cool.
wasn't like, "What the fuck? I hate it." You
Yeah,
know, I was just
I
like,
wasn't
oh, okay. I mean,
yeah.
dude, but when all that shit popped
Oh.
off and they were trying to figure out how to save the day, I'm over here like, break the fucking hand.
Oh yeah, right.
Break
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's the one that's doing all this. Destroy it. Duh.
And
You
not
not seen
one of
Harry
those people,
Potter? You know?
well, and not one of them was like, "We need to take this to a priest or something." I was waiting for the
Yeah.
obligatory priest scene, you know,
Yeah.
but
That
it
one dude
wasn't
was
like,
jerking himself off with it when they were partying.
yeah, right. Smoking out of it.
I didn't
mean,
mind the
those are-
montage though.
I just that broke me.
That's
It
the
was
way
so
kids
jarring.
be.
I was like,
It's like I would have been sitting in the room like, hey, put it down. Hey.
Yeah.
They'd be like, all right, Dad.
No. If I'm at this party and somebody whips a hand out and they're like, "Watch this shit," and somebody does it, I'm like, "Well, y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm leaving.
I'm fucking
I-
out of here."
all right, I'm ahead.
I'm leaving, and I might even call the cops on them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
Somebody gonna get hurt.
yeah.
And I would even throw this out there. I would say, hey, just a little pro tip here. You might want to fucking tie that chair down too. Okay?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
when that when the boyfriend was tied down and he looks at the girl and is like, when you touch me it makes me soft, or like, you know, just completely
Starts humping the
shitting
floor
all,
and making out with a fat
Yeah.
dog.
which was fucking crazy.
It was. Or
Why
when
wouldn't
the-
they?
Or how about when the little boy gets out of the hospital bed, starts bashing his head against the wall, and it starts licking his own blood up and shit,
Yeah.
going at it like Gogurt, man.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done. They could have done a little bit, you know, a little bit something more. But like, I don't know. It was fine. Like whenever it went off, I was like, and my expectations for it were like, not very, not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
don't get your hopes up no more. I mean,
no, not
kind
with
of
horror
expected to
movies.
be
Well,
let down.
at least it wasn't a house that people are moving into.
Yeah,
I'll say that's.
exactly.
I mean, well, also like when it went off, I was like, yeah, it's about like Hereditary for me. I mean, when it got to the end of that movie, I was like, I'm okay, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
It
except
wasn't the movie of the
Hereditary,
year, you know.
except Hereditary takes you to hell and just kind of leaves you there without a ladder to climb out. You're like, what the fuck is going on in this tree house, dude?
yeah,
Jump.
yep. I'm gonna give it a half star.
Same.
Yeah, I'm half star. Dude, when they did the montage, they were trying to show you like just a little compilation of what it could do. Like when she was singing the song in like French or something.
Yeah,
And if I'm leaving.
Yep.
Like, I was like, all right, joke's over.
yeah,
Well, like if I was the
The
kid's
handler?
older sibling,
Hmm.
the minute that woman would have looked at the younger brother and said, "They all like you," I'd be like, "All right, well, we're going home now."
Well, if I'm the kid, I'm going to ask her what she meant by that.
yeah,
Like when they were in
Well,
the bed together, I was like, surely he's going to be like, what do you mean by that?
yeah.
Well,
I don't think you know what you do. Well, you do,
Well, I
because
don't-
when that kid got off the ground, he was like, delete it. Or do
Yeah,
you?
I would have went full meme. I'd have been like, "Don't ever talk to me or my little brother like that ever again."
It's like, what was the hand? I mean,
Yeah. What I
You
say under
tried.
the influence of the hand,
Yeah.
you know, you can't, you know.
I don't think the sister ever did it, right?
No,
She never
didn't.
touched it, the smart one.
Yeah.
She's going to go somewhere in life. Somebody's got to stay off the hand, you know?
Yeah.
It's like everybody here's on the hand. I can't be.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to
Can't be
handle
on the
this. I
hand.
mean,
Yeah.
I got to be their caretaker.
I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Man, I don't need all this baggage. I'm flying coach."
But it had so much cool stuff that when it got there, I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. And I did like
Yeah.
the way they did the afterlife. Like when
Yeah.
she got up and it was like the sound was muffled, and I was like, oh, she's dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for the classic, like, because they made a point to show her get up, but not show the ground or whatever. I was expecting her to, like, good old classic, like people rushing by her and the camera pans, and it's like, oh, her body's still there.
Yeah.
Well, in the way that everything moved away,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this was all happening pretty, I mean, fast to her,
Yeah.
but not fast in the real world, because here we are at another hand. Maybe it was the other hand. Who knows? I have to go back and look at that. But half star. Not terrible though.
No. Not terrible at all.
It's
Like-
it's in the one and done category.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I was over at somebody's house and they were watching it, I would watch it. And I wouldn't dog it. You know what I
Nah,
mean? Like,
just
I
to
wouldn't-
see their reactions to some of the,
Yeah.
oh, this looks like a brother duo that did it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now the competency of their of their editing and stuff like that, I guess, like the shots, the camera work. I want to see more what they've got, but not because it was like, oh man, Talk to Me was groundbreaking.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it is an original idea.
Well, you remember when the kid was watching the KSI on his phone?
Yeah.
And it had those two dudes that were laughing and stuff. That's the guys. They're in that world, and it's those dudes that wrote it and directed it. Not bad for
Nah.
some dudes coming out of the. I mean, they ain't never done nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know, they got some Facebook fights, some some chuffa,
Right.
but not bad.
Yeah. Speaking of not bad, at least from my perspective, Ahsoka.
Zombie storm.
They were zombies. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
I mean, I wasn't mad at it.
I mean, I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah. So here's the question. This is something me and
Okay.
Garbo was talking about last night. Okay. The stuff that they were moving from the witch's little thing into the ship, those coffins or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever me and Justin was talking about it, he was like, "Oh, those are like the bodies of all of his fallen soldiers and all this stuff, right?" And I'm like, "What if that's just a shitload of witches?" Like that's his agreement, is to, like, because he made a point, or there was a point that was made that said that when Thrawn showed up, he woke 3 of those sisters up, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm sitting here like, well, if he woke 3 of them up, and all those things, they look like the things from Star Trek that Khan was in.
Well,
You
now
know?
that you mentioned that, I'm trying to think about how it was said, but I'm pretty sure you're onto something, because whenever we first meet Thrawn, he goes, "You can start with the cargo transfer as the sisters and I agreed upon,"
Yes.
meaning that
He
like
did say that.
that's their shit.
Yes. And that's what I'm sitting here thinking, like, first of all, Thrawn don't give 2 fucks about fucking dead soldiers' bodies.
No.
He threw them in the sea, he buried them in a fucking mass grave. He don't give a fuck. Why would he be keeping all that shit? And then Justin was like, "Well, if they went to the planet, that the sisters and all this stuff." And he's like, "They're going to use them to all the sisters to, like, get them an army." I'm like, "We just had zombie like green ghost stormtroopers. Why does he
Well,
need?"
I wonder if it's well, honestly, I wonder if it's a mixture of the two. Because
I
if
mean,
it's
it
just
could be.
suddenly an army of like Night Sisters,
Yeah,
that
I don't think it's going to be.
I personally wouldn't be that like, oh man, it's all the Night Sisters. Like, having 3 on screen was enough, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
Like,
it's going to be an army of the Night Sisters. What I think it's going to do is be something that, like, overall, I don't think it's going to be like them showing up and throwing down with these green flame sword things. I think it's more like if that's the direction that they go with it, I think it's more of like there's so few of them in the Star Wars galaxy that if he brings more of them over, then they're gonna be a threat.
well,
Like,
I know. Well, see, here's to me, here's where the zombie thing falls apart. Just in general, as just something that exists in Star Wars. Because, like, okay, we saw this whole battle between the dead and all them or whatever. Disney really does not understand lightsabers because the entire time it's like, I bet there's a weapon in the Star Wars universe that I don't know could sever limbs, decapitate heads. I don't know, maybe cleave a whole body in half, but not in Disney
They
Star Wars.
Well, I
severed
mean,
a head with it.
But no, I mean, in reality, if we were dealing with George Lucas Star Wars, I know I'm going there, but if we were dealing with George Lucas Star Wars, Ahsoka could have killed that whole goddamn group of stormtroopers with just her lightsaber alone, dude. Like, zombies are not that big of a power gap in that universe. Like, it doesn't make sense. Which
She chopped one of them's
adds
head
to
off, though.
one, but she should
Yeah.
have been doing
Well, that's her
all of
fault.
them.
I mean, why didn't she do that?
And it took 3 of them, and they were still getting overwhelmed. And it's like, dude, force push.
well,
I think she
but
liked fighting them.
the same logic could be applied to just regular stormtroopers, though. Like, I mean, in any of the Star Wars movies or anything that you go back and watch, it's like, I mean, if they really wanted to, I mean, look at Vader's hallway scene versus any time that the Jedi showed up in any of the movies from 1 to 9. They're having this little fight. They're trying not to hurt anybody. Vader shows up and kills like half of the rebels in one swoop with one lightsaber swing. It's just, it's like the same logic could be applied to like everything as a whole across the spectrum. It's just like they just needed bodies. The only reason that the stormtroopers exist is because they're all redcoats.
They were.
They need,
They even had the red thing.
yeah. That's how I've always viewed the stormtroopers. Anyway, they're just there to be targets for people to
And you send a
swing
bunch
at
of
and
them
shoot at.
to give you time
Well,
to
I
get
mean-
away. Or
Well, I mean, at least with the stormtroopers, there's that vague explanation that they suck so much ass at shooting and hitting their targets because the force is simply not letting them.
Mm-hmm.
I think
'Cause
the
I
dead
believe-
ones were
'cause I-
better.
Yeah, sometimes
Really?
dead is better.
Yeah.
But no, because I believe it's tied to that monks stuff in Rogue One.
Yeah. But
But I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't know if like it's cool, but cheap at the same time to me.
right. I mean, whenever they, the zombie thing, I was just like, oh, we're doing that. Like, I mean, they're in a different galaxy, so I guess they could,
No.
And they're witches. So
yeah.
Well, the thing for me though is that what I did enjoy was how Thrawn basically was like, "Sup, Ahsoka, lick my ass,
Yeah.
warp." you know,
deuces.
like, yeah, like he still won. He got the dub. He showed he was the threat that he was. Because all throughout the 3 episodes that he was on there, it was he made a point to always say it on screen. He's like, "Look, I'm worried about getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Whatever all this Jedi shit is, I don't care. my priority is getting back to the galaxy.
Yeah. And my thing too was like whenever he did that, I thought that because the size of that ring, it was going to create like almost like a wormhole, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like or even like drag her into it somehow. That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought that Ezra was going to get out being on there, and I thought that Ahsoka, Sabine, and David Tennant robot would get sucked in behind and be able to like basically, you know how like NASCAR get into that
You're talking
slipstream?
about warp draft there, Griffin?
Yes, that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought that they
You
were going to
thought
get into
warp-
the slipstream. I mean,
or like that one final thing where it's like, maybe if I grapple hook the wing, it'll pull us.
yeah, but it's crazy that they ended this series, in my opinion, where Thrawn gets back, Ezra gets back. Don't know how he got off of that gigantic ass ship
With that ship.
with that ship.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah,
He just
don't know
shows
how.
up there like, hey, smiling.
remember
It's like,
me?
where the fuck's everybody else? Oh,
What's
yeah,
up,
they got
green
left
lady?
behind.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
fuck
they
them.
got there. They can get back, which
Yeah,
is
it's like,
true.
how? Well, yeah,
They got there.
the wells.
They're not stuck there.
Yeah.
I mean,
To me, the thing that I wish we'd have gotten more of would have been more of Balin Skull's story.
Yes.
well, like at the end, like what's he looking at a distance there? Where's he going?
That was actually
You know what I'm
some
saying?
Clone Wars shit where he's standing on that cliff.
But there was like a light or something coming out of something, and he was looking at it.
Well, and I
Like,
think
he's going there.
everybody, I think everybody saw that light to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Like,
What
but,
about old Anakin standing there?
yeah,
So is that like good ghost Anakin?
I don't know. I mean, he
That's
did
the
show up
good
at
part
the,
of him. Yeah, like she
Yeah.
wasn't in that world.
yeah,
That was good Force ghost Anakin.
yeah. And we've seen good Force Ghost Anakin before.
Well, he's back.
You know, they put him at, you know, whenever Lucas redid the original trilogy, they put Hayden Christensen at the end, you know, whenever they're having the Ewok celebration. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoyed it though. Like I like the fight between Morgan and Ahsoka. I thought that even though there's no context as to how this bitch knows how to sword fight, like
She's
they just
possessed.
give her a sword and they're like, "Hey, you're a sister now.
Here's
Congratulations."
some eyeliner. And a,
Yeah. Here. You missed your goth face, so here you go. But I did like that the fight sequence, the choreography and everything was pretty well done, I felt. And then, you know, the classic Sabine, you know, coming to terms with the Force and being able to, you know, do the Force thing and all that kind of stuff. Like that was pretty cool. And the Force double jump, they did a Mario double jump.
they did. Woohoo!
Yeah, exactly.
Charged it up, hit a block across. The new witch lady, what was her name?
Morgan.
Was it Morgan?
Yeah.
Dude, when that ship was leaving, she looked up at that thing like, that motherfucker.
I know, right?
Like, she was pissed, and that made her fight harder. But I was like, well, Ahsoka's going to be like, hey, look what they just did to you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what happened to the blonde-headed chick, right? Because
We don't see them talk to her.
Well, the blonde-headed chick, like they let her leave, basically. Like Ezra and the rest of them, like they, you know, they all dipped out, and then Ahsoka's like, you know, there's, you know, this doesn't have to be the way, but you know, they have that exchange.
Oh yeah, she told her like, hey.
Yeah. She leaves.
She did.
When she shows back up, he's bombing the fucking like Thrawn is just a merciless motherfucker. He bombed their whole fucking.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck about them.
That sequence of them running to the blast shields or whatever,
Yeah.
while he's just like suddenly Star Destroyers can point straight down, but either way, that whole bombardment, that was fucking dope though.
Yeah.
Well, in the way I like how he's like real, he's like a general, you know.
He's cold and calculated.
Well, and he's
man,
always
like
looking at. He's playing Battleship, you know.
Well, there's a reason he's
Always.
Grand
Bomb 'em.
Admiral. You know, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Get in there. Break them down.
I'm waiting for them to, because he's already starting the head games with Ahsoka about
Yeah.
like Anakin and all that shit, and you know, off-screen lore shit going on. Thrawn knew about Vader, and Vader knew about him, and they actually did missions for Palpatine together. So I'm curious
Yeah,
as to
Vader
how
was
they're
like,
gonna.
"Who's this blue bitch?"
Oh, they fucking hated. It was funny as they actually fucking
Well,
hated each other.
everybody's
dude.
fighting to be the favorite. That's
Yeah.
I want to be the best.
Well, like Vader's the, you know, Vader
Clearly
is
the
like
best.
he's the priest of a dead religion,
Yeah.
quote unquote,
Well,
according to Tarkin.
Thrawn ain't
opposed
got
to
the
Thrawn
force, does he?
being, no,
Nah. See,
he's just
he can't
he's
choke
just-
people from across the room.
he's just got five.
He just
deep
orders
chests
people to
on
do
his-
it. Yeah.
He's just
He's two
really
moves
fucking
ahead.
smart. Yeah, that's.
I
his
do
whole
like
thing.
that character. I like the guy that got to play him.
Yeah.
Great
I
casting.
didn't know. No, I didn't know this, but apparently the guy playing Thrawn
Did he do the voice?
is the actual voice actor from Rebels, I guess.
That makes sense.
Which I never watched. I never watched Rebels, so I think that's why I've enjoyed
good
this
job.
a lot more.
Yeah,
because,
same.
Like
I haven't seen
kind of
any
know
of that stuff, so I can't be like,
I
oh,
kinda
why they
know-
make Ahsoka do that way? I'm like, I don't know. That's the way she does it to me. I mean,
Well, here's my thing. All of the references I did pick up that were from Clone Wars stuff, I was like, that's like, I'm glad they're willing to give people who will sit through that fucking 7
Yeah.
seasons of show. I'm glad they're doing little things to go, hey man, if you did watch that,
little
here's a
Easter
little
eggs.
payoff for you. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
mean,
But you ain't
I
got to
just
see that to
couldn't-
watch this.
Yeah.
Now, there's only one thing in Rebels that I pulled up on, or a buddy had sent to me on YouTube, and I thought it was really fucking cool. And it was the final fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you guys have seen enough Star Wars and shit, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Jedi and Sith, they all have their fighting form, like a
Mhm.
samurai. It's the Kurosawa aspect, you know?
Yeah.
Well, when they square off finally, when Obi-Wan gets into position to fight Maul, he takes that classic Ewan McGregor pose where the sword's by his
He's a
head. He's got
drunken
the
master?
hand out.
He's like, well, how
He's got-
that?
He does that, and then he switches back to it shows him going from young man Obi to Alec Guinness Obi, because instead of holding it like Ewan McGregor, he goes to episode 4 where Obi-Wan's just holding it classic in front of him like he's ready to fucking do one single strike. He's not going to be.
Yeah.
He's like
He's like,
so
"This is Darth
perfected in his
Maul,"
fighting
you know?
form that he like a samurai. He doesn't have to be flashy. He's just got to time it right, and he's got you, you know.
Right.
And that was really fucking cool. I will say that for Rebels, but I mean, I haven't watched it because I don't want to watch it. I just haven't had
Don't have
time,
the
and honestly,
yeah.
Ezra Bridger, I'm not really that interested in him as a character.
Oh, you mean Jedi Jesus?
Yeah, like don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
I love the fact that when we saw him in the previous episode and they have their little fight with some of those goons, I like that for once we saw a Jedi that was like, fuck a lightsaber. Like, it'd be cool to have one,
Well,
but
he
don't
wanted
need it
her
right
to
now.
have it. He's like, I'm good. You might need that. I don't want nothing to happen to you.
Part of the charm of
And
Star
I'll
Wars
make
for
me
me
one.
is, yeah, part of the charm of Star Wars for me has always been the classic, like, use the Force, have faith in the Force, like that kind of shit, you know?
Yeah, I also like
That's-
how the robot was like, I helped all these people make their lightsabers going way back.
Oh, David.
so it's
David
cool
Tennant.
that I knew I liked that dude a lot. I knew it was
Yeah.
something about that bot.
Yeah.
I had no
It was
idea
Big
that was
T.
him.
That was our boy number 10, dude.
But he did a good job But it was cool that that was his job before, was helping people make their lightsabers. And
Oh,
it's
he
like,
was,
oh,
yeah, like
you
he
got him
trained.
with you? Okay.
Which is crazy is it would be now this is just me just speculating and just ass pulling, but wouldn't it be great if we find out he was one of the droids that served under Yoda when Yoda was the teacher at the academy and shit? Like he's one of Yoda's
I
droids.
mean, he's old, so
Because in the prequels, there's a lot of sequences that cut to Yoda and he's fucking training younglings. Like,
Yeah.
well, when they got left behind, I'm like, well, this makes sense because the ship's here. He's still here, you know. We don't want to leave him behind. I mean, he would have been fine. He would have just hung out with the little shell people.
well, I can't remember if we brought it up or not, but I even enjoyed the little C-3PO show up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that's just like, yeah.
Fuck
And it's
'em.
like,
I mean,
yeah.
Now that we know that we're building up to a movie that's gonna, like, I still don't know how they're gonna bring Mando into it now, because theoretically, Mandalorian's done. Like, we got the classic Looney Tunes, ending on the, he's catching fish and Den's fucking
yeah,
chilling
but
on the front
the
porch.
next show they're
like,
doing is aren't they going to do a Mandalore show? Wasn't that supposed to
I don't
happen?
know. I'm not sure.
I thought that was a thing.
I can't keep track of it.
I know a lot of shit's on the chopping block right now.
Yeah. Enjoyed it. This is one of the better Star Wars shows.
Yeah, I give it about I mean, real estate score gets a full star.
Yeah.
But if we're
Full
gonna
star.
go 1 out of 10,
What's the real Trav score?
I'd say a solid 9 out of 10.
I was going to give it a 7.
I give it 9 out of 10 just because it exceeded my expectations. I mean, they were low to begin with, but my thing is that I really wanted to know what the fuck those Sith people were up to, man.
Well, it ain't
Like
over.
that was the most. I know, but that was the most interesting part of the show, and I hate that it was the stuff they just gave us bread.
Well, they had a lot going on.
They did. They did.
Yeah, I would say that I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Mostly because like there's a lot of stuff that I don't know like the full extent of.
Yeah.
So I feel like that there's some things, of course, missing out on. But at the same time, didn't have to know about that stuff to enjoy it.
Yes, and then that was something too. Because there was an article somewhere that Dave Filoni more or less said, if you can look at this as just Star Wars Rebels season 5,
Yeah,
and you wouldn't be wrong. And the fact that they were able to continue a show that's already got that much backstory going on, and they were able to tell a live action season of it more or less without the audience feeling lost or like, what the fuck,
yeah.
That's really hard to fucking do, I would say.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, I'm ready for the next one because it's like what's everything.
What's the next
Because
one?
it's built into if it's built into a movie, are they going to do another season to show or another couple of episodes to show how
it was renewed. It was renewed for a second season, so it is on the way.
Right.
Well, chop.
Yeah, for real.
Riders Stripes over. Get on it.
I just can't wait because I hope that it's got a time gap a little bit. And when they do show up back to the Star Wars galaxy, Thrawn has just been wrecking shit. Like
Well,
they
that's
roll
what's
up
gonna bring the
and
Mandalorian back in.
Yeah.
It's gotta, right?
because I mean, I feel like that's gonna be
Maybe
their
Grogu
11th
will be
hour.
ready. He'll be talking
Man.
shit then, you know, like
Yeah.
Man, I
he'll
wish
have
they
baby
hadn't have
words.
destroyed. I wish they hadn't have destroyed his mech suit, man.
He'll get another one.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
We got a little bit of movie news here, real quick, though. So, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon gets PG-13 rating, but there will be an R-rated cut that will be released. So, Rebel Moon finally receives its MPA rating, and while its so-called adult version of Star Wars will reach a wide audience, it will also offer a slightly darker version for those who wish to enjoy the director's original vision. While the saga created by George Lucas tried to keep the levels of violence and content not appropriate for children low in order to attract as many moviegoers as possible, Snyder has already shown that he is interested in telling stories that are a little darker and not so family friendly. Films like 300, Sucker Punch, Watchmen, and even his adaptations based on DC characters are a clear example of the director's vision. And despite its classification, Rebel Moon will not be the exception. Through filmratings.com, it was confirmed that Snyder's new space opera has been rated PG 13 for, quote, sequence of strong violence, sexual assault, bloody images, language, sexual material, and partial nudity. Fortunately, the director's most diehard fans will be able to enjoy a slightly more explicit version, as Snyder previously confirmed there will be an R-rated cuts of the film that will offer a more faithful vision of his original idea for Rebel Moon. The movie, which is set to hit the screen on December the 22nd, was originally conceived as a Star Wars movie when Snyder first started working on it many years ago. Ultimately, the director couldn't sell it to Lucasfilm and kept developing it to turn it into what fans uh, will get to see on Netflix, which actor Ed Skrein, describes as Star Wars with sex, violence, and swearing. So that's cool though. Like I'm assuming that the R-rated version is going to be the extended cut because we have talked about that in the past that there will be the first cut that comes out that'll probably be the PG-13 cut and then he's going to release like an extended cut that's going to be like an hour longer
For the
and
adults.
and I'm assuming that that's going to be the R-rated cut, which is like I'll probably watch both of them. Like
Yep.
they're not going to drop them back to back, of course. So I'll watch. Of course, we're going to watch the first dropping for the pod, right?
The first dropping.
Yeah.
I don't know why I felt that so funny, bro.
I
But
can't wait to see it.
yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it, man. I'm
Oh,
I'm
for
interested
sure.
to
And it's going to
see it.
Netflix, so
Yeah. There's
movie,
been
right?
some. Yes.
So
Yeah.
But I
drops.
mean,
That's it.
it
One.
comes out like what the week before Christmas.
The
Love it.
22nd. So it comes out
We'll be
3
probably
days.
watching that.
3 days
3
before
days
Christmas.
till Christmas.
Yeah. So, and there's been some other stuff that's been going on behind the scenes that's Rebel Moon adjacent. So this is just kind of some shinfo that I thought was pretty interesting. Um, Netflix hired a company to develop a tabletop role playing game version of Rebel Moon. So basically, like it was going to be kind of like D&D in space, but it was going to pull from Zack Snyder's notes, Zack Snyder's world, and they collaborated with Snyder to build the lore out a little bit more, to build the game out, to build the systems in the game out, things like that. Um, Netflix fired the team after they built the entire system out in 2 to 3 months. Once they were getting close to finishing it up, Netflix fired everybody and then kept the rights to the game. So now Netflix is being sued by the company that they hired because they want the rights to the game back. which I
I
mean,
mean, what's
they
the
put the
paperwork
work
say?
in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but on
I
paper,
know.
I
Yeah, I
mean, they
know.
let them get to the end of it, and they're like, "All right, we don't need you anymore, thanks,"
Yeah,
which is kind
right.
of fucked up.
Yeah. So they're suing, of course they're suing Netflix, and also Zack Snyder's not really involved. Like
Yeah,
he was involved in helping, develop the lore and stuff for the game, but like as far as everything else, he's not really involved in. So the company that was developing the game has urged fans that want the game to reach out to Netflix or to reach out to Zack Snyder and kind of like push him into like being like going to Netflix and being like, hey, they developed a system. They, we collaborated together on the lore and everything. Let them release the game. Pay them what you owe them, or give them the game back. So, because they could
Don't
take
well, I'm
it.
don't
sure
do
they
to
were
them.
paid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't
I
do to
mean,
them what don't do to them what Hollywood's done to him. You know.
Hmm.
well, I don't. He might bring it up, but he's not going to push too hard because I think he's got some more shit he wants to make.
Yeah.
Well, also, speaking of them making a tabletop game, I saw an interview with Snyder, and you know, with keeping on brand with it being his dark vision of Star Wars. I believe he's trying to go cross medium with it too. I believe there's also an open world RPG in the
Like a game
works
they're
right
working on.
now.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. That was something, and I don't know. That was something that was in the works as well, and I'm not 100% certain if that was something that was shelved as well, because with everything that was going on, Netflix, fired the company, kept the rights to the game, got rid of those guys. I think they paid them like, I don't know, $10,000 or
But
something
did they
for their
keep the
time.
work that they've done?
Yeah,
They
Netflix.
have, so they have everything they created, even though they may not know how it works.
Yeah,
They have it. So
yeah,
what if they're trying to turn that over to somebody that's trying to make this other game? It's like, oh, here's your game. I mean, like here's your lore.
yeah,
But it's like everybody could share though.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
I think
tabletop and video game people, man, they'll buy both of them.
Yeah,
well, I think it's also um, it's probably a good thing. Not that these people lost their jobs, not that, but like just the general like pumping of the brakes right now. Because as much as I'm excited to see the movie, and I know you guys are too, you
Maybe they
know,
want it to come out first and see the
yeah. See
before.
how? Because I mean, who
Well, also,
knows?
like, where
It
was
could,
this during this writer strike? Because
yeah.
was it recently?
yeah. This was like within the last like 2 or 3
So
weeks.
since okay,
Yeah,
because a lot of shit's just been up in the air. Well, if Snyder, if he'll do the right thing.
yeah,
I think he's that kind of guy. He seems fair.
yeah.
He'll tell them, he might even be like, let this come out. It does really well. Because I think he wants to make more, right?
Yeah, I
And
think
he
he's
could
wanting to
strong
turn.
arm them and be like, look,
Yeah,
man.
I think he's wanting to turn this into as close to Star Wars as possible. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Like, yeah. So, not we'll see what happens, but I think that that's a good like if they're if Netflix first of all if Netflix is interested in making those leaps to other media and Snyder's backing it and willing to help build everything this that and the other, then by all means sure go for it, like make that happen. But like Netflix doesn't need to get like they don't need to like people are, and this happens constantly, but people are pouring time
Yeah,
and
a lot of
effort.
time.
Yeah, and it's like just let it happen. If it comes out and flops, I mean, it's anyway.
The
It is what it
game
is.
might do better than the movie because in the game, like, you're in charge.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. So,
let your
and it's like,
imagination run.
well, what people have started to realize is like, if they watch the movie, and so you're going to get like a 2.5 hour, and the extended cut will probably be like a 3.5 hour, like view of what's happening in Snyder's world.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not a fan of like playing tabletop games or whatever, you could still buy the book and get a
The lore
gigantic
stuff
lore
that wasn't
done.
in
Yeah,
there, like, that you're
yeah,
like, oh, I'm interested.
Exactly.
And maybe
So
that's why they want to keep it from coming out, though, because they're like, well, some of the stuff we don't want it to come out now. We want it to,
yeah.
you're going to put all of it out now. Then it's like, well, then later, a lot of people are going to expect that. You know what I mean? You know how executives think? They'd be like,
Well, I think it would be a good idea because I think he was making either 2 or 3 of these Rebel Moon flicks. I think it would be a good idea. It's like drop the first one, release the game
test the water, yeah.
like between the second or the first and the second one, and then whenever the next film drops, they can release supplements and updated
There you
information.
go.
Updated,
Stuff that you
so
don't
that
want in there, you could just pull it out and
yeah,
patch it
exactly.
in later.
So
There's your
I don't know.
DLC.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
maybe they'll make because if they're gonna make like with the tabletop game, they could have it completed, done, and ready to go. Like except for the printers, that's like a 6-month thing out. But they could have the game done and a PDF of it up online by the time the movie comes out. You don't have to program an entire world like you do in like Starfield. You know what I mean? If they're
Mhm.
making a video game version of it, so it's something that you could almost fast track if you really wanted to look at it that way. You know?
Doesn't
So
doesn't Netflix have games?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it may be something that they want to put on their thing. But then also, they're thinking dollars, and they're like, well, if you put all this stuff out, then people could just, like you said, put a PDF online
well, yeah,
and not pay.
hmm
And
But that's gonna
they're
happen
going to be, of
regardless,
course.
though.
I mean, even
Yeah.
with their shows and
Yeah,
not with their
so,
games that they have on their thing. I will say that you can't.
yeah,
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you still.
yeah. You got to know a guy that knows.
I mean,
a guy.
yeah, the guy that works there
Yeah.
probably, and even he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean,
Yeah, it's like, come on,
that's-
guy.
it's on the server.
Yeah. Speaking of space stuff, we got a little bit of Star Trek 4 news here. The Star Trek 4 writer addresses working on Quentin Tarantino's abandoned Star Trek pitch.
Psh.
So, when it comes to the greatest filmmakers of our time, Tarantino has earned his place on many top 10 lists thanks to his reputation for being extremely picky over which projects he chooses to direct. Although he has delivered some of the most iconic movies of the last 3 decades, one project that escaped him was a shot at the Star Trek franchise. Although the idea of Tarantino getting behind the camera to direct any big franchise movie seems strange, Pet Sematary Bloodlines director Lindsay Anderson Beer was one of those. Yeah, right. Was one of those who joined a writing room to develop Tarantino's Star Trek idea. Beer told the Hollywood Reporter, "We got in there and he started with, so what are your guys' ideas for a movie?" And I think I went first. So he listened to us patiently and just kind of nodded his head. And then he took out his notebook and started talking for 20 minutes with lines of dialogue and passionate ideas that he'd already written. It wasn't really a story yet. They were just random thoughts he had on a movie. But it was so passionate and so wonderful, and I laughed to myself and thought, well, why didn't we start with that? Although Tarantino's project became one of those never to be seen movie projects, Beer did get something out of it: the chance to develop a relationship with J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot and write a draft script for the still in development Star Trek 4. She said, I wrote a couple drafts of that before I had to leave for Pet Cemetery, and it was originally the seed of the idea came from JJ himself, who's such a creatively generous person, and it was amazing collaborating with him. And it was just very sad to leave our Zoom sessions to focus on Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, but this was my baby, so I had to prioritize. Although Tarantino has become synonymous with R-rated movies that involve guns, gangsters, and more grounded stories than the likes of Star Trek usually deliver, the director is a huge fan of the franchise, and that could have led to a unique take on the Star Trek universe. Just like Zack Snyder once pitched an R-rated Star Wars movie, which is now getting its time to shine in its own right as Rebel Moon, Tarantino's take on Star Trek was clearly not going to be full of the campy fun of the 60s or even the blockbuster action of Abrams' movies. In many ways, giving Tarantino free reign on the franchise could have resulted in something similar to Matt Reeves' The Batman, a movie that ignored the most common aspects of Batman movies past and instead delving back into the comic book origins of the character. While it has no bearing on Tarantino's legacy one way or the other, the Star Trek franchise may be the one that suffers for not having his movie in its arsenal. While the most recent movies have been plagued with mixed reviews, Tarantino's vision could have created something so unique in the 60-year history of the franchise that it would have been hard to ignore. So, I mean, at least we get some closure on, because
Yeah.
we talked about the Star Trek Tarantino thing, and we haven't seen or talked about it in like over a year, I'd say at this point,
We
right?
talked about it many times.
Yeah, so I guess that's not going to happen, and who knows? Like, maybe he'll rework it, which I mean, this next flick is supposed to be his last, or whatever. But that doesn't mean that he can't do television, or episodic storytelling. So who knows? I mean, I would still like to see a sci-fi Tarantino take.
Would love to. Did y'all know that there's another Pet Cemetery out?
Yes, it's got
David Duchovny.
yes,
We
It's a
never watched a
prequel.
trailer for it. We read an article about him doing it.
I think we watched the trailer, right?
I mean, well, I watch all the trailers from our account when I go here. None of them have been viewed by it. So
I think I might have saw it on Twitter or something, but yeah, it's a
I
prequel.
might put it in there for later because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And it's Halloween.
Let's do it. Let's check it out.
I didn't know
Speaking
that
of
was a thing.
Halloween,
Oh, is it?
yeah, Hellraiser reboot director addresses franchise's future. During an exclusive chat with comicbook.com, director David Bruckner discusses the future of the Hellraiser franchise and revealed that he's still wanting to find out if there's going to be more movies. 2022, Bruckner's Hellraiser reboot was released on Hulu. The Night House director's reimagining of Clive Barker's popular franchise starring Jamie Clayton, Goran Visnik, Hiam Abbas, Brandon Flynn, and Drew Starkey. While the film received many positive reviews from critics, audiences weren't quite as enthusiastic about the reboot. According to Bruckner, he's ready to create a follow-up to the 2022 horror film, but at the moment, he's still waiting to find out if there's a plan in place for more Hellraiser movies. The Ritual director said, "We've been wanting to hear from the audience, and I don't know yet, but I certainly hope there's a future there, so we will see." This is not the first time that Bruckner has indicated that he wants to direct more Hellraiser movies. Just last year, the Signal co-director stated that he'd be honored to continue the franchise. So here's the thing. I enjoyed it.
That Hellraiser Hulu movie?
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
so good, dude.
yeah. So
That
like
and Prey. Hulu's doing it right. And
Yeah.
that's Disney. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, right. That's a different side of Disney.
I don't
though.
know.
Yeah. But I would really like to see them do more. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought that Jamie Clayton did a
Yeah.
fantastic job as Pinhead. I mean,
Great.
that was, yeah. So, for the people like the fans that didn't like it, or if it said that it got audiences weren't quite as enthusiastic about the reboot. Like,
That's a rough crowd, though, man.
yeah,
know?
it is. Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
yeah, I see the score.
Well, like
Yeah.
for me, when it comes to that, it's the idea that when it comes to Hellraiser, Halloween, Friday the 13th,
Sure.
that whole little area of horror, it's almost like they want that atmosphere of a horror convention to be translated into a movie, and that's just not ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and I personally thought this was the better reboot of
Oh, yeah.
those in a long time.
Like, let's think. They made some duds. There's
Oh,
been
yeah.
some Hellraiser duds, just like Friday the
A
13th,
lot.
everything. And when
Yeah.
this one
A
came around,
lot
just
of
like Prey,
duds.
because it was around the same time,
Yeah.
they were fucking decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I was skeptical as hell about it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
knew you were going to be going in, because Trav has always been a Hellraiser fan.
Yeah.
He's been raising hell
Since there was hell
since
to
I can
raise.
remember. So I was
Yeah,
like, if
but-
anybody was gonna hate it, it was gonna be him. And even he was like, "Hey, this was." Well, you just knew, you were like, "This is gonna be terrible." And when you watched it, it's like, not
was different.
bad.
Yeah, it was different enough to be fresh,
Audience was gone.
but it was 100% a Hellraiser movie, man.
So maybe in the future we'll get more. I mean, that's
I
like,
think we will.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens with it. But I would love to see Jamie Clayton come back as Pinhead, and I would
Yep.
love to see them expand on the. I thought what they did with the different configurations and stuff of the like was great, and then
Yes.
Well,
them showing the repercussions of like fucking with the
Well,
let's
boss.
see what
you know?
happened to the Audience of God. That'd be kind of cool to catch him up down the road, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like he's
and
gonna
when
be a
you-
fucking Hellraiser later on, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
when you see all that stuff too, it almost makes you want to ask the question: do you really want to just have
To
a
hurt me?
remake
They
of
do.
the Hellbound Heart, which is a great novella, and it's the movie that starts it all. I get it, but this one was a really good reimagining.
kind of its own, yeah.
yeah.
It's its
But
own
here-
thing.
But here's the thing of it though, man. Like people need to understand, at least to some degree, that like I would consider that first Hellraiser movie like almost perfect, right?
Yeah.
Jesus wept, my man.
So it's like why even take the chance of trying to retell that story when that's like them doing the American version of Train to Busan.
Mhm.
There's already
Why?
a perfect version
know?
of that movie that exists.
Yeah.
Why do we need to
Just-
try to
Do the American
Well-
version of what's happening
well,
there, you know?
Well, what was cool with the most recent, the Hulu Hellraiser? Funny, it will coin it that, but the thing that worked, one of the reasons it worked so well for me was because it didn't try to completely retell the story.
it just expanded on it.
Yeah,
all
I
you need.
loved that little expansion of lore showing you what the configurations did and the consequences of making them stay in those different configurations, and it did a good job of doing what Clive Barker was already starting to do in the two sequels he was involved in, and we started seeing more hellscape sequences, more
They just went
more
crazy with it.
detachment. Yeah, more detachment from reality.
Yeah.
And this movie did it. I mean, it did it in droves,
I like this
Hey,
guy's Google review where he was like, finally, a worthy follow up to Clive Barker's 1987 original. He's like, after decades of underwhelming efforts since Hellraiser 3. And that's true.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, it's just like, yeah, I mean,
Because after Pillar of Souls,
they sawed the fuck out
it's
of it.
diminishing returns,
yeah.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll get more. I mean, I would like to see the more happen, so we'll see. Speaking of horror icons, right? When you think of like the Mount Rushmore of horror, would you put the original Exorcist on there?
Absolutely.
Controversial take. No.
What?
Damn.
Here's another controversial take. Truth be told, I think The Exorcist is fucking boring.
Yeah, but look, you have to think about when that movie came out
Yeah.
and what was in it, what
I
it did
get
to
it.
people.
I
It was
do.
like Psycho. It
Well,
was
it's the same. It's the same thing with Rosemary's Baby.
You have so many people that were like, when I saw The Exorcist, whoa.
Yeah.
Because it's the
Yeah.
70s, man. They wouldn't let people make shit like that.
Yeah. I mean,
I've heard
Rose-
this movie has dropped on its face though, like fell flat, dude.
You
Yeah.
talking about the new one?
Yeah.
We
So-
talking about the original.
well,
I mean, my
Linda
opinion
Blair,
on that
though.
was what I meant. Yeah.
Linda Blair.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There were very creative
Ah.
sequences. I thought, like,
Did you watch the
scene
new one?
of- No, but
Oh.
I've just it's
The
just been
original.
reviews I've seen of the original, absolutely. But like the scene that would the only scene that did make me kind of go, oh man, that's wild, was when she is bent backwards running down the stairs like
Yeah.
a skeleton. Like that was
Well,
fucking
And you have to think
Yeah.
about this. We always get these, and I'm sure we have a trailer in here where someone's possessed.
Yeah.
This was the first.
Yes. Yeah.
It's they make shark movies, but Jaws was the first shark movie,
Yeah.
also in the 70s.
Right.
So it
Well,
it owns. It's got a spot,
Yeah.
I mean,
and it
know
was
that
like
it-
it was dark.
yeah,
The
I
shit she
know
was
it
saying to
is-
those priests, people were like, "Oh my god, what did she say?"
Well, I know the acclaim that it's got is well deserved, and I understand that in the context of the period it came out, absolutely a game changer.
Hmm.
But just for me on my personal level, it's always hard for me to get,
But
and I think it's because I have the same issue with exorcism films. I feel like
Sure.
that Griffith has with haunted house movies.
sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
How much
get that.
inspiration do you think Sam Raimi took from The Exorcist
Probably
for
a
his
lot.
exorcism style people are possessed movie that he did? I mean, dude, I guarantee you he saw that movie when he was a kid and was like, yeah.
Oh, I get it. I mean, like I said, I understand.
Not
its
only
place
does it
in film
belong on
history.
Mount Mushmore, whoa,
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore,
Mhm.
but that Susan B. Anthony coin should have Linda Blair throwing up on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Holy shit.
Pea soup.
Okay. So
Onward.
speaking of the original Exorcist, it is unfortunately suffering a drop in Rotten Tomato scores following Believer release. The Exorcist Believer arrived in cinemas this weekend and has become another franchise expanding sequel that has not quite lived up to expectation, either in its reviews or its box office results. However, it seems that the Blumhouse revival of the franchise has proved to be a cautionary tale for the original 1973 movie. Despite being released 50 years ago and being considered one of the greatest horror movies of all time, The Exorcist has seen its Rotten Tomatoes approval rating take a dive as the site added 70 new reviews to the film, including some archival entries that have previously not been available on the site. David Gordon Green's Exorcist movie has been struggling to make a connection with critics and audiences despite linking directly to the original movie with appearances by Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair, reprising their roles as Chris and Reagan McNeil, respectively. The Exorcist Believer has only managed to gain a 26% approval rating from critics since its release and has fared only a little better with audiences. In contrast, The Exorcist has previously held a very satisfactory 84% rating on the site until the newest updates according to Rotten Tomatoes. We spun our heads round and round, adding over 70 reviews for William Friedkin's 1973 original. Using archival tools and sites, many of the reviews are contemporaneous to when Exorcist first debuted, with the rest from during the late 90s re-releases. Overall, the Exorcist new score is 78%, dropping from 84%. Okay, so my question is, when did Rotten Tomatoes start pulling archival?
I ain't never heard
Reviews.
that.
Like, I thought that Rotten Tomatoes was like, you had the audience reviews, they leave their reviews. You have the critic reviews that are verified on Rotten Tomatoes to leave Rotten Tomato reviews, right? So why
Yeah.
are they? It said that 70 reviews using archival tools and sites. Many of the reviews are from when the Exorcist first debuted, with the rest from during the late 90s.
So they went back in the day and
Yeah.
pulled like the internet wasn't even a thing. So they pulled
No.
like art reviews from magazines,
Yes.
newspapers. It's like, what are you doing? That was a different time too. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
right.
stupid. I think they're trying to bring the score down so it's a little, it's not like too high
Yeah, right.
compared. That's what they're doing. They're always cooking the books.
Yeah. So I thought that this was kind of weird though. Just the Rotten Tomatoes side of things was weird because like my thing is if they're going to open the floodgates, first of all,
Yeah.
they should get rid of critic reviews and user reviews, and they should just make it reviews, right? Overall reviews. I should be able to go on Rotten Tomatoes. I should be able to leave my review, and it should add to their percentage. Just because I don't have a bachelor's or an associate's degree in fucking whatever doesn't mean that I can't write a review for a movie. First of all, second of all, like this is why Rotten Tomatoes sucks as a platform.
Well, it's rotten, dude. It's
yeah.
a movie will come out. The critic review high, audience score will be lower, or the other way around.
Yeah.
They're paying. There's somebody's making money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To boost because it's a thing now. It's like, what's the Rotten Tomatoes review?
Well,
I actually like the Google review more because it's just people.
Well,
and that score's
IMDb.
Always high. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get some assholes on there too, though.
Yeah. And what sucks though is the fact that like you see it now. You see that like when you buy a movie, it's got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It does say it on the movie.
Yeah, it does. And it's like, why is Rotten Tomatoes this thing? Like, it's not the be all end all of movie reviews,
Happens all the time. It'll have a good score or a bad score, and we go the other way.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is like, if we're going to open to archival information, let's do it for every movie that they have reviews for on Rotten Tomatoes. And let's scrub all these 90% movies that are dog shit. Let's make it real.
Let's make it real. Let's adjust for inflation too, and go ahead and put Star Wars as made the most money ever.
Right.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why I love The Exorcist, dude, anytime you watch a documentary about filmmaking, the practical effects of that movie was next level.
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a while. I used to watch it.
I want to watch
year.
a Blu-ray copy.
Yeah, same. I used to watch it for Halloween. That was something that me and Dad did. Was we would watch Exorcist every year for Halloween.
I'm gonna watch it this year.
That was our thing. Yeah,
I'll do it.
So
I might even check out the new one. We saw the trailer. It's like, okay, so now you got two of them.
Well, here's what I think we should do. When the new one drops, when it's available,
back to back,
we do the OG and then we do the new one, the newer one. Because since it's supposed to be like a direct sequel or a legacy sequel or whatever. Yeah, because they brought Linda Blair. Yeah, so.
And we'll get that 4K restoration.
Yeah,
the original was gold.
Yeah, so. But next up, we got a couple of DC things back to back here. So none of Zack Snyder's DCEU Justice League stars will return in James Gunn DCU, says new report. So Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will bring the DCEU to a close this December and leave the way clear for James Gunn and Peter Safran to carve their own path through the world of DC Comics. However, while Cavill and Affleck's departure from the franchise have been confirmed for some time, others such as Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, and Aquaman's own Jason Momoa have seemingly been left in limbo. I think we all know what Ezra Miller's outcome in this situation. I don't even know why he's part of the article.
Yep.
Now, a new report from Variety, which delves into the murky waters surrounding the production of the Aquaman sequel and the sorry legacy that the DCEU is leaving behind, has claimed that the trio of stars may be back as part of James Gunn's future plans, but will not be reprising their old Snyderverse roles. While it has been rumored previously that Momoa has been in talks to play Lobo in the DCU, for Miller and Gadot, it seems that their future may lie beyond the world of the Flash and Wonder Woman. In Variety's piece, they noted none of the stars cast by Zack Snyder for 2016's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, 2017's Justice League, including Affleck, Cavill, Gadot, Miller, and Momoa, will reprise their roles in the new DC universe in character. Although this is still a long way short of an official confirmation from DC Studios themselves, it is another big red flag for anyone hoping to see any of the old regime returning to their roles in the coming years. I think that if this was fake or false information, Gunn would have tweeted something out about it
For sure.
because that's
He
the
would
type of
correct it.
yeah. So, and on the heels of this, Momoa has reportedly been in talks to play Lobo, could be featured in Superman Legacy. So, Aquaman star Jason Momoa is reportedly now engaged in talks to leave behind the role of the DC Atlantean superhero in favor of the DC anti hero Lobo, the beloved intergalactic bounty hunter. According to Variety, sources have revealed that Momoa could ditch the heroics for some super villainy and anti heroism, of course, with the live action Lobo possibly even appearing in the upcoming Superman reboot, Superman Legacy, which is due for release in 2025. Sources say the actor is engaged in talks to play Lobo either in the 2025 reboot Superman Legacy, written and directed by Gunn, or in a standalone film. Created by Roger Slifer and Keith Giffen, Lobo first appeared in the pages of DC Comics back in the early 80s. First as a hardened villain, it wasn't until the 90s that Lobo was reworked as an anti hero bounty hunter with a foul mouth and a rebellious attitude, something that comic fans of the 90s could not get enough of. The last member of the Zarnian alien race, Lobo possesses great strength and rapid regeneration and has thrown down and sometimes teamed up with all manners of DC heavy hitters, including Superman, Green Lantern, and the Justice League. This is far from the first time that Momoa has been rumored for the role of Lobo, a role that the actor is arguably much better suited, with reports last year claiming that he would leave the underwater world behind following the release of the upcoming Aquaman sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So I kind of saw this coming where Gunn wasn't going to bring any of the Snyder.
He don't want to give people false hope. You know?
Well, I mean, whenever he came out and he was like, "Look, I'm doing my own thing with my own thing with my own thing," and you know, you
we
may
added
see
a
some,
E, you know?
yeah. Well, he's like, you may see some familiar faces from time to time, but he never really went into like, yeah, we're keeping Gal Gadot and Momoa
They might
over
pop
for.
back up here and there.
Well,
I'm
I think
sure.
that. Well, if he gets cast as Lobo, I mean that. First of all,
But
that would be great casting. In
I
my
mean, he
opinion.
does look like him.
Oh
But
yeah,
here's
for
my
sure.
thing, dude. Remember when they were like, we want new talent, cheaper talent?
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like, come on, man. You just going to rebrand him?
yeah.
Of course, I'm sure he's a great actor. He'll probably be a better Lobo than he was in Aquaman, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably should have been that before. Just his
Yeah.
whole, everything about him.
Yeah,
The way he acts, it's like, yeah, it's perfect.
yeah.
But it's like, come on.
Right.
I feel
But
like
yeah,
if you're out, you're out, dude. Like, we're
Well,
gonna bring
I mean,
him back as somebody else. We're gonna bring Ben Affleck back as fucking somebody's dad, Peacemaker's cousin. No, that ain't happening.
I would be
Be
okay
cool
with it
though.
if they
I mean,
did, though.
yeah. It's like, after I said it, I was like, I mean,
Yeah. Could you see
he
them
looks
too?
like. I remember a long time ago you read an article about him playing Lobo. It may have been before Aquaman.
Yeah.
And when you see Lobo, you're like, it's a low blow. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
he's that guy.
Yeah.
The face even looks like his.
Yeah. It does. So yeah, I mean, if he comes back as Lobo, I'm fine with it. But I was kind of expecting that to happen anyway, where it's just like, no, we're not going to. Aquaman's going to be cast as a different person. Wonder Woman's going to be cast as a different person. It's fine, whatever. So
Since you're
sounds
talking about
right.
Jason Momoa, let me bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
There was a report that Jason Momoa, I saw this on Twitter. Take it with a grain of salt. But it had an article attached to it. It said that Jason Momoa showed up for Aquaman 2 drunk and dressed like Johnny Depp and was trying to trigger I don't think he likes Amber Heard.
Well, who does?
And when they were like gonna get rid of her, they were gonna scrap her for good.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, former boyfriend, went scorched earth on him and like sent him a letter, told him, put her back in. Well, like he owns Twitter now. A
Yeah.
lot of promotion on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't want him to.
Shut it down.
It's the best social media we got.
Yeah.
It
at least
is.
for right now.
It's the
anyway.
best.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, I
thought that
mean,
was funny
yeah.
if it's true.
Yeah.
Picture him
It's-
walking around holding rum. I pictured
Yeah.
him dressed like Captain Jack.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought when you
Where's
said
the
it. I'm
rum?
like, yeah.
You know, you gonna shit on my bed.
Oh, that's funny.
Who knows if that's real?
I hope it is. In my heart, it is.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
He did a low blow.
I'm gearing up for these trailers here. We got some good ones here.
We do.
We got some goodies here. Night Swim. Ugh.
It's new.
Is this about
They're swimming at night.
I mean,
It's Bloomhouse, dude.
I'm not a huge
Oh,
fan.
it's
Like,
what's his name? Juan.
James Wan.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, right here.
It's got Wyatt Russell in it.
Who? Exactly.
Wyatt Russell. Oh, that's Russell's son. Kurt Russell's son.
I mean, he ain't Kurt Russell.
Yeah. He looks like him though. Jesus Christ.
Wasn't he? Was he the one in the Marvel show?
Yeah, he was the
The new Captain America dude.
yeah.
He's good.
US
I
agent.
like him.
Mm-hmm.
I
He's
like
got a
him.
strong chin.
Yeah,
dude.
he does, man. He's got a good face. Just
Yeah.
very symmetrical. Forget what they call that. They call it something. His eyes aren't too far apart. They're not too close together. You know.
Beautiful.
No, I wouldn't call it that. I mean, you might.
I mean, I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm ready for some night swimming here.
Trav. Let me know you're ready. You muted.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Night swim.
Yep.
All right, let's take a swim. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Universal Pictures. Kids in their phones.
Look at that chin, dude.
I didn't even recognize him with the beard.
I like it. I like the beard.
Yeah. He looks like a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everything. Dude, he's testing the pool. Super dad.
Yeah.
Like, bloop.
Mm. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a shark in there, right? Mm.
That's kind of a cool shot. Can you? Pull her under. Ronan. So CGI.
Did you just go into a portal?
Oh.
Hmm.
What is that thing? That's all you get to see.
It is a portal.
Let's just say Trailer didn't give much away.
It's a pool portal. A portal
Portal pool.
Yeah, it's a
Portal. Portal sounds like a Pokemon. Portal.
Yeah.
The pool portal.
A wild Portal has appeared.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'll
We need to know more.
yeah.
Trailer 2 will show the entire movie. Don't worry.
Yeah. Is this a sequel to Aaron Brockovich?
It looks like it.
Yeah, right.
It's a weird choice for a thumbnail. Why are they selling stuff in the... Okay. Ethan Hawke and Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
That's why I dropped it. It wasn't for her. All right, y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
You ready, Trev? Blink twice.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. And it's got
Ooh.
him. Come on now. Cool shot. I'm kind of already in because he's in it. I know the others are desperate, but he's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Predictive programming.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
It's raining blood. Kind of has a happening vibe. Like a...
Did the pole shift?
Well, I think we got to check this out, right?
Yeah.
Kind of has that happening, kind of,
Yeah.
you know, ooh, what's happening? Let's check this out. There it is.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
What's that? Oh, not going to say that.
Look at the one below it. It's a Western that Ty West did before he did.
So I've seen this.
Is it good?
It's okay.
Okay.
Like, it's on, I think it's on Netflix.
Right.
It ain't bad.
mean-
My grandfather wouldn't pay attention. And it was driving me crazy because he was like, I want to watch something good. I was like, well, let's watch this because I saw Ty West.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, let's do this. I'm not trying to build it up too much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a man with a dog.
So we got our first full trailer for Thanksgiving.
We got it. I'm kind of with this.
Yeah, right.
This is kind of goofy.
Directed by Eli Roth.
Did not know that.
Yeah. I think he directed the trailer, right? Because this was based off of a trailer in Grindhouse, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome.
Trav can confirm.
Trav. Thanksgiving. Was it? Oh, okay. Damn. Was it in the...
It was in the trailer reels between films.
Okay.
Like we got to pull up the Grindhouse version of it, man. Because I mean, it's following the same beats. It's a fucking psychopathic pilgrim, but it's done in that cheesy like Thanksgiving.
Yes.
The turkey is stuffed.
Yeah.
All the fixings are on the table. Like,
What happens next? I think didn't they do that in the teaser a little bit?
yeah.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's watch this. Y'all ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. I want to see its face. Oh. Okay. Getting red. Is that him?
I think so. He's
He's
kind of got a
making
V for
Thanksgiving.
Vendetta
He
vibe.
does, yeah. Oh. Not the celery. Oh, okay. Do you? She's gonna get fucked up. Yeah, we saw that in the teaser. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's wearing a little pilgrim mask.
Yeah.
How Scream are these cops?
Yeah, right.
You know what you did. Watch this shit.
He put the corn.
He did the
The
corn
corn-
things. Yeah, in her ears, dude.
Wow.
This is great. We have to watch this.
I'm down.
Come on, look at it. It's. Yep. It looks like a silly goose time. Mm-hmm. She's in the oven. Oh no. He's gonna cook her and serve her up to some other people.
The Thanksgiving guy's the dude with a mustache.
Look, dude, they're not giving
I'm calling
thanks, and that's why
Yeah, he's not.
he's going
yeah.
after people that are just ungrateful. You're not thankful. It is Eli Roth.
It looks so. He's like, every weapon is from a Thanksgiving
Yeah.
table.
What the fuck is happening? Sick
like-
motherfuckers. Dude, this movie
Yeah.
has Tim Dillon in it. What?
I mean, you know. I'm excited for this next trailer.
Hang on, I gotta drop this. We have to look at that when it comes around.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down.
That looks like a silly goose time. What's the next one?
The beekeeper.
His name is Dougie.
Expose the corruption.
Yeah.
Protect the hive.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Does it?
Yeah.
Dude, this is MGM.
9.8 million views in 6 days. That's crazy.
What?
David Ayer, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is David Ayer.
What is happening?
There's bees. This is a movie about endangered bees,
They're
right?
endangered.
How you know that honey's real?
All right, y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
Trav.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Wrong hat. There's no bees.
Name's Ducky.
Love that logo. Oh, he is.
It was the bees.
Dougie always hated the bees.
Yeah. Bitcoin?
Damn.
Here's the problem with his rugged look. The
Mhm.
hat's too new.
Yeah,
It's not broken.
Nope.
I don't know if y'all noticed that, but at the beginning, the black lady, that was the mom from the Cosbys. I don't know if y'all noticed.
I didn't even notice.
That was her. Protect the hive, dude. He's the beekeeper. Yeah, that bandsaw will fuck you up. I want to see this too. My grandfather's going to love this movie.
Right.
Who are all these characters? FBI. Detain these knuckles. Look at him, dude. That voice sounds familiar.
Sounds like
That was the
Jeremy
guy
Irons.
from, yeah. It's Alfred, right?
So it sounded like.
It is. It's him. Damn, that gas is high. That looks
How much
awesome.
was it? I didn't
What a
even pay.
weird
It was
remix of Head Like a
$5.72.
Hole.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I mean, it worked, but like, I don't know.
Out there,
There's something that is like, and I know why it's this way. Okay. Whenever I hear Nine Inch Nails, there's something oddly sexual that triggers in my brain.
Of course.
You know? So whenever I hear a Nine Inch Nails song on anything other than like
You're like
stripping or hardcore anal, it just pulls me out of the whole
It's like-
experience.
Takes a whole new meaning to beekeeper.
Yeah.
Hardcore anal.
Yeah. Resna's my favorite.
Yep. It don't look terrible though. I mean, it's just it looks like a silly goose time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a fun little action flick. His name is Doogie. Obliterated. Even the heroes get hangovers.
Well, this
it's a
is
new
a- Go ahead,
new series from the creators of Cobra Kai.
Trav. All right. We ready?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. Extraction.
And like a hoe.
You know what song that is?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little hangover vibe. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they're all fucked up.
Discount Thor.
Yeah, right. I was thinking Brad Pitt, but it still works.
He looks like Brad Pitt in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's who I thought it was. Hell yeah. Oh. I like the little remix they've done with that. Whoa, that was a
Yeah.
dildo, camel, Elvis, helicopter. Mhm. They gave it.
All of them.
It's like The Hangover.
Yeah. Now, if they lean into the humor side of it
Yeah,
more so than the trailer leads on, because I want to see these people trying to do this shit, but they're fucked up, like fucked up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's what I want to see. But yeah, don't look bad. I'm actually legitimately excited about this. This is that fucking
Oh,
John Woo movie.
well, Silent Night. Didn't we already have
Yeah.
a?
Well,
You know
yes.
what I mean?
This is the John Woo movie where nobody talks through the whole movie.
No.
Yes, we read the article about it. John Woo was making a action flick where nobody says anything through the entire movie.
Well, they talk in this trailer.
Oh,
So,
oh, he
and
went
it
back on it.
wasn't that movie with a dude from Stranger Things. Wasn't it called Silent Night?
It was Violent Night, right?
Violent Night. Okay. Because when I saw
Yeah.
this, well, it's a little bit of a ripoff.
Right.
There's no Santa Claus, but still.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Let me drop a little comment there. So somebody can be like, who cares?
Yeah. Who gives a fuck? His name is Doggy.
Yeah.
That should be the comment
His
from now
name.
on.
Yeah.
His name is Doggy.
Mhm.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Mhm.
I like Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah. Dude, this has his name's not down here. You'll see him. You'll be like, oh shit. Dean Fraser done. Dean Fraser done. I always want to do that. Maybe they don't talk in this.
Mm.
All right, I guess that was a different trailer. Oh, it's the next one. Never mind. He's like, he's just in here like, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That was a cool little transition there.
I see a long shot going down that stairwell happening.
Yeah, right.
Silent Night makes sense. A whole movie where nobody talks.
Yeah.
It's just action.
We'll leave you speechless. Get
Yeah.
it?
It would be crazy if once he starts the run in there, that like there's no more talking.
Stars ruined that song for me because it was the I want to see stars. You remember that?
Yeah. It's a wonderful knife.
All right, this is the one. This is the one that got Joel McHale in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Long. Shreddy.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
What the fuck?
He's the mayor. Pennies.
What the fuck is happening?
The angel. Oh, she just went back in time. Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. Okay. But I'm over here like somebody watched Moon Knight, you know?
Yeah, right.
Picked his costume. So it's another silly goose time.
Yeah.
I think Violent Night did this. Look at those teeth. Because ever since Violent Night, dude, here it is this year. They're dropping all these
Yeah.
just crazy Christmas bangers.
Your lucky day. It's got Angus Cloud in it, dude.
Angus Cloud?
Yeah. He
What a
was
name.
in. Yeah,
Is
he's
that
one of
dude
the.
that died?
Yeah, I think
B.O.B.?
so. He was one of the kids from Euphoria.
Yep, that's the one that OD'd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't too long ago. Well, he put this out.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Let's check it out.
Amrade.
3, 2, 1, play. Don't catch you slipping up. Oh. He's right. $156 million. Oh, he's like, you ain't making that here without that ticket, buddy.
Nobody
Still
would
got
know.
the tape hanging. Killed the wrong dude. All right. Nah, just kill everybody in there. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to fuck this up. The secret got a price tag. Oh, he's deleting it all. Crime pays. Well, it is 156 million, so I get it, but You just
Yeah.
gotta cash it in.
Look, if I'm at the store
Mm-hmm.
and I get a lottery ticket
Bet.
and I win $156 million,
Mm-hmm.
nobody's going to know it but me.
Well, you saw what happened there. The guy was like, "You're a winner."
Yeah.
He's in there hopping around. I'm just like,
No.
dude,
You
I'm
go?
not even because you know it's a winner before they scan it. You know,
Mm,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait for everybody to be gone. I'm gonna catch a dude at a time.
Yep.
Well, dude, why scan it?
Yeah, exactly.
Look the
See,
numbers
like,
up.
we can buy lottery tickets, come back home, look at the
All you
Powerball.
gotta do is look at it.
Yeah. And be
Everybody's
like,
got a phone.
oh, the numbers match up. I'm going to go directly
I'm going
and
anonymous.
get my motherfucking money. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
I might even. I'll
Yeah.
keep my job. Shit.
Mm,
Well,
156 million.
I don't
You're only
know.
going to get about 50 million after you pay taxes on it. But
They'll only take half.
it
No, they'll take
it's
more.
still, yeah.
That's still good money. But yeah, you're right. I wouldn't tell anyone.
Nah.
I'd be that.
I mean-
Every now and then you'll see somebody claim the winners in a mask. On
With the
news.
scream mask.
I've seen it.
Yeah, right.
I'm showing
Yeah.
up in a mask, dude. I'm showing up looking like one of the fucking the ghouls from Ghost.
Show it looking like a Slipknot with the jumpsuit on. The whole thing, I think, is sick.
Yeah, I come in. I do a whole show. It's like, what's happening? He's spending some of his money. Shut up.
Yeah. They hired a whole marching band to come down here.
I know what you want to bait. I do a whole fucking number,
Yeah.
claim my money, and then there's a poof of smoke, and I'm gone. But I do a Joey Jordison drum solo upside down. You know, my mask falls off. They see me. Fuck.
You're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I do.
A-Rod to hell. Bill Mosley
that's
and
why I
Kane
dropped it.
Hodder.
I don't
So,
know who
the
Kane
dude
Hodder
from-
is.
Kane Hodder was the guy that played Jason in a lot of the Friday the 13th
Oh.
movies.
We know who.
Yeah, he's the fucking. Yeah. The only one from the Devil's Rejects
That anyone
mattered.
really knows.
yeah. Besides the fucking clown.
All right.
You think I'm fucking funny?
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. That's Ted Nugent.
Yeah, right.
No. It's low budget, but
Yeah.
he's acting his ass off. He's like, he's trying to tell her, let me show you what Rob showed me. You know, zombie.
Mhm.
I thought he was going to say, or hamburger meat, because it was going to the. Ted Nugent, dude.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, he's going to kill everyone. So everybody that wants to take it, he's like, well, come do the hayride.
Yeah.
And he kills them all on the hayride. Happy
Such
Halloween.
a ridiculous idea. I'm down though.
We got a new
Raw
show.
man. Ooh.
This is coming to, I think, Paramount. Is it?
It's got the Quaid in it.
We had a teaser for Um, oh, the guy that left. What's the fucking cowboy show everybody likes? The
Oh,
Rancher.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah. They had a teaser for his thing, but it was just him on a horse. And he turns around and shoots his gun, and it's like, first movie drops this day, second movie drops this day. So I'm waiting on a real trailer, but so I was like, well, I'll make this up.
Well, let's see what these lawmen are doing over here.
You're probably gonna have to acquire this for.
Yeah, I
some
know.
folks. So
Everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
putting you on.
No, don't. I'm just not going to tell anybody.
They'll know. It'll be
I know.
requested.
I know. I can't wait.
All right.
I'm
3.
ready.
It looks good though. 3, 2, 1, play.
I like the Quaid.
I like some cowboy shit. Like, oh, there he is.
Mm,
It's the guy that did the show.
yeah. Looks pretty good. I'm warning you. I like the mustache.
That motherfucker said you only got 2 shells in that bird killer.
Yeah. I
was
shoot you
his-
with both.
That was his skin, that smoke wagon.
Yeah.
That smoke show.
It's gonna...
You only got 2 shells in that bird killer. Look who we got here. Is that Stevie?
It looks like Stevie, right?
I think it's Stevie.
Kenny.
Yeah. We're gonna do it on him fancy.
I'm ready.
Wine Club. Red Band trailer. Uploaded to its own YouTube channel because no other
Yeah.
trailer service would carry it.
22 subs.
Yep. Make that 23.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just saw
4.
it too. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Huge.
It's an orgy. He's got a cult. Told you. Blue Chew. Riffin with Griffin. I like that occult comedy. Why is he's wearing a glove, but he's just
Yeah, he's looking their
tongue deep in that toe. Like, it's like, okay, that looks ridiculous. Tongue deep. All right, here's the fucking Pet Cemetery. I flipped through this a little bit. I haven't seen it.
It don't look bad.
I looked for a comment. It wasn't there. I had no idea it was out until you were talking about Pet Cemetery, and I looked up Pet Cemetery and I was like, what's this? I think it's just straight to Paramount, though. Did the other one get a theatrical release? The one we watched? I don't know. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Did the other one get a theatrical release?
I think it was like it
Like a short?
released in select theaters
Okay.
and then it released in like directly to
Because, yeah, it was out
video.
fast.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a prequel.
Yeah, that we read an article about it. I remember.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
they're going to go back to the old man.
Yeah, Judd. Yeah. Ludlow.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. It was John Lithgow, right?
Yeah.
Whoa. Then it took off. He's like, look at him. Somebody give me a treat. Some straight up Indian burial ground shit. So that's him, right?
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch that because I want to know more about. It's different. There's no dead kid.
Mm-hmm.
There's no dead pets. What's that in the corner? Yep. Timmy! Like, where's all this shit in the other movies? Is that Pam Grier?
It looks like her.
Yeah, you're right. He never lied. That is Pam Grier.
So in the book, they
Oh.
they talk about there's an exchange between Judd and the main character. I can't think of what his name is. But they go up there, they bury the cat.
In the
know,
original.
Yes. And then whenever the cat comes back, he goes to Judd's house and is like, what the fuck is happening? Like, why is the fucking cat back? And Judd's like, as an old Indian, burial ground out there, there's, things that live out past the pet cemetery.
Lewis Creek.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically he tells him a story about whenever he was younger, whenever he first met his wife and everything, that one of their friends or one of their somebody that they knew's son
Timmy
died. Yes, died in the war, and he carried his body. Once his body got sent back, carried his body to the cemetery and buried it. And he wasn't the same, and he started acting a fool and doing. But he never really elaborated on exactly what Timmy did. He kind of left it a little bit vague, in the book and everything. So basically, they're taking a chapter of Pet Cemetery book, making a movie out of it.
Yeah.
So, but
I could tell he was wearing military clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he looks like he's in the military.
Yeah.
So I'm not what year we're talking, but
this was like, because the book was written in the 70s. It takes place in the 70s, and so this would have been
Vietnam.
No, I think that would have been. I think it was World War II.
He just didn't. He wasn't dressed.
Well, I think
69.
I think they
Bloodline
aged,
takes place in 69.
right. So I think they changed the time period
Yeah.
a little bit, because Judd was
Could be
like
Vietnam.
60, and then whenever he was a teenager in the 70s, he would have been in the 70s. He would have been, So yeah.
Have
But
you
anyway.
watched it yet?
That movie?
Yeah. The new.
No.
I'm gonna peep it.
I'm down to do it on the pod.
Well, Pet Cemetery was just one of those movies as a kid that, was wild.
The book, man, is so fucking.
Is it good?
And it's might be like my favorite
the
Stephen
best.
King book. Yeah.
Well, it's like, especially like when it's your own imagination.
Yeah, right. So, but with Michael Chaw reading it to you?
What?
Yeah, the audiobook is Michael C. Hall reading it.
Chaw.
And it's fucking incredible. Like, legitimately good.
Yeah, he's good. Does he do
Oh,
voices or just read it?
No, he does the voices.
Oh.
Like, every time that he talks from Judd's perspective, he puts on the old man voice.
What?
And it's got like this accent. I can't explain this accent, but he's like, whenever we were younger, we used to go over there. And that's how he sounds, it's
He's
crazy.
from like South Carolina or something, so he can.
Yeah,
He's got voices.
Yeah.
You remember when he did that one with the robots? Anyway,
Oh yeah.
he's
Yeah,
got
we don't
voices.
Gamer.
The voice was better than the movie.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah.
All right.
The book was released on my birthday in 1983. That's weird.
That's why I always find it weird when there's stuff like on
Yeah.
your birthday.
Yeah, like on the day.
Because I'll get the year sometimes where it's like Hellraiser 87.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
on your
the-
birthday, that movie came out. Or the
No.
book.
The book was published. It was in 83, but it was on the day.
That's wild.
That's weird. That's
The
fucking
first
weird.
Pet
man.
Cemetery.
Yeah, it was published. The book was published November 14th, 1983.
That I just remember watching because I saw that movie like when it came out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was. Most parents now probably wouldn't let their little kids watch that, but
Yeah.
back then, dude, there was like training wheels. Get the
Yeah.
fucking ride.
Yeah.
Here's
Put
some
it
bubble
on.
gum.
Yeah. Don't swallow it.
Fuck
It takes
yeah.
7 years to digest.
Yeah,
Don't eat the
sure.
watermelon seeds. You'll grow
Yeah,
a
you're
watermelon in
right.
your
All
stomach.
that shit, dude. You couldn't
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah,
It was
no.
fucking,
Had no
that shit was
idea.
gospel. It was like,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ganapath?
I mean, sure.
Ganapath? Ganapath? I'm ready.
It's, you know, it is what it is.
It's gonna be amazing. I can already tell.
Just
Just
from
from the
this?
thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just from the thumbnail.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Post-apocalyptic.
You already know. Does subtitles work? Oh, they do.
Beachkitty-ba.
Uh-huh. Look at this dude.
He's stacked to the nines, ain't he?
He ain't fucking around. He's like, give me that. He just took that dude's cigarette. Well, got a little blood sport going on. Oh. Like, there's a lot going on here. Waterworld, Mad Max, Bloodsport, and then this. They're dragging him away. He's like, I love you.
He made the heart.
Even in the cities here, you got a little Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I'm going to move to India or wherever they make these movies. I'm going to be the person that produces the red powder they put on the drums.
Yeah.
Because there's
They're
always...
making a killing, right?
Mm. What is that move?
It's the five hill technique. Instead of
The 5
finger
heel
palm.
toe death punch?
yeah.
Death kick.
Death kick, yeah.
The 5 heel toe death kick. I
He's
mean,
gonna walk 5 paces and his feet gonna explode.
I had 2 other trailers that I had to like go, this one first.
I mean, it looks good. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah. October the 23rd.
Yeah.
Select theaters in other countries. Dude, I'd go watch one of those in a theater here. Like, just to...
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to do it, but... All right. Where's the list? What we got?
It's the last voyage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the next one?
Here's my next question.
Yes.
Are we
The
going
answer is
Loki?
yes. Yeah.
We're
Because I'm
already
gonna watch
going.
both episodes. Yeah.
Both?
I haven't watched the first one yet.
No, I haven't either.
So there'll be 2 out by the time we...
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll get a full...
Okay. You like the answer's yes. Travis,
Yeah, I already knew.
We put down a show, we pick up one.
Yeah, I'm down.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, the fucking check's in the mail.